Like you can still get buyer clients that way, and you can still get seller clients that way, especially if you market it appropriately to the neighborhood. People that are already living there aren't looking to buy another house unless they're renting.
Welcome back to Unstoppable Agent. This is the show and channel that we help real estate agents build their business, build their wealth, and build a life of impact and significance. So I'm Brian White. I'm a realtor, associate broker, and team leader with eXp Realty in the Dallas-Fort Worth market. And each and every week, I get to interview some of those amazing agents across the country. These folks are in the top 2% of all real estate producers in the U.S. And the brilliant thing is they're willing to share their tips. They're willing to share their secrets to success, like what's made them successful. Today, I'm excited to have John Woods with me from Albuquerque, New Mexico. John, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thank you. Thanks. Looking forward to this, Brian.
And so first, John, I just want to start out by saying congratulations. You're here because you won the prestigious Icon Award, like top award that eXp has to offer. You've got a thriving business. You're doing well. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Been very blessed. Been enjoying doing this for this will be 8 years now.
Okay. Right on. How many years have you been with eXp?
Joined eXp in March of 2020. So the week that COVID shut down our state happens to be the week that I joined the best brokerage business model in the world. And I wish I could say that was planned, but I'm not that good. But I've been that blessed, actually. So just over 3 years.
Good for you. You got to say, so New Mexico was one of the most shut down markets. Making it through that and thriving the way that you are now just speaks even more highly to the business you run, and you're just doing a great job. So congratulations.
Thanks.
I'd love to know you've got a thing behind you, and your team's called the Focus Team, the PH Focus Team. So first, tell me about your team, and then tell me about Focus.
Yeah, so I was a solo broker with a small boutique brokerage here in town that did a lot of property management, so I learned that kind of side of things. Great people, and I got great training from them, but I knew I wanted to grow a team, so I actually started the team in 2018, basically just by hiring a lady to be my assistant, and that transformed my life. In 2017, I closed 30 deals on my own without support, and so I had no life. Crazy. And so my wife, it was also the first year that I was actually really making a livable income, because before that, having to use credit cards to float things and not go to the doctor, dentist, and stuff like this, that was part of it for a while. So I was like thankful to be making a living, but I'm like, this isn't sustainable. So my wife said, you need help, maybe in more than one way. And so hired an assistant, and she's still with me. I challenged her to get her license in 2020, actually, over COVID. And I said, I'll pay for your training and everything in school if you'll do it on your own time. And she said, yes. She's been a phenomenal business partner and friend. She's got a master's in civil engineering, was looking to jump back into doing something part-time. And so now she's our licensed transaction coordinator. So she's been with me since 2018, got licensed in December of 2020. And then I started growing our team once we were with eXp in 2021. So there's 4 other ladies that work with us now. So we've got a team of 5, and we've really got a pretty close-knit team. I love doing real estate as a team. I love doing life with people. And so yes, realtors can do the solo thing. You don't have to work with others. You don't have to have an assistant, but I found it's much more enjoyable. I learn from them. Like, I've mentored all of them, but I also learn from them, and we just enjoy doing work and life together. And so like my wife and I and our kids are going on a vacation to Mexico next week, and I've got a team here that can cover stuff, and I'll probably like touch base a little bit, but not much. And so there's no way I could have done that before. So I love that. So back to your question. So Focus, I'm an acronym kind of guy. And so it came to me in the shower, actually. I was like, I don't want this to be like the John Woods show. That's fine for people that do that. But I was like, I want it to be about something bigger. Yes. I was thinking about like guiding principles. And so Focus stands for putting people first, heart, organized systems, customer service, uncompromising integrity, and being solutions oriented. So it's an acronym. So PHOCUS. And so we can have fun with that. Focus on real estate and other things. What's the PH of our team? We can have fun spelled with a PH. So there's different things we can do with it. But yeah, because it stands out, we often get an opportunity just to briefly tell people that these are our guiding principles, and it's actually part of our name because we live by it. It's not just something that we all know what Focus stands for, and we live and work by that.
It's good. And if you look at anything, if you read any leadership books, if you read anything on business, one of they tell you to start with a mission, vision, and values, right? And not just write them, because a lot of people write them and then never write them again, right? So they do it because the book told them to, and then they shut the drawer, then they never come back to it. I love that you use your values to name your team and as guiding principles and something you keep coming back to. I'd love for you to chat for a minute about systems and what that means to you in terms of value and why you think that's your values and why you think that's important.
Yeah, so, well, I can work without a system. It's not smart to because undoubtedly I'll miss or drop something.
Yeah.
So especially the things that don't happen maybe as often. If you've got an HOA or your buyer forgot to get their insurance quote and you're going to closing and they're like, where's the insurance quote? That would be my bad if I didn't tell them up front, you need to get an insurance quote and work with the lender titles. We have checklists. We happen to use Wise Agent. We've used a couple different ones. That's one that we like. It's just been very customizable and it's real easy to use it as a team. And so then there's a team calendar. I wish I could say we live by it 100%. We don't, but it helps us stay on track. And it's real easy to modify. So we have one template that we use when we're helping a buyer and then another on the seller side. And then been working a lot more with sellers. Last year, as prices are at all-time highs in Albuquerque as they are in many places due to housing shortages. And so basically got a spreadsheet that I use for each home that basically and I have a listing coordinator that works with me, but we've got a Google spreadsheet. And so we just have a template. We create a new one of those for each property. And we just have a plan for here are the steps that we need to go through. And I work with the sellers for things that I would recommend doing. Like oftentimes flooring is important or some touch-up paint. Professional staging has become a huge part of my business for the last year and a half. Like I didn't know what I didn't know before I was working with a stager, but it has transformed my listing business. So I had to pay for the first 3. And then after that, I was able to just like point to the results and have them look at it and say, I would highly recommend that you spend $2,000 to make an extra, 10 or 20 and sell it within 3 days and over list price and for multiple offers. But what do you think of that?
So good. And so what I love about that is I think a lot about like Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs was famous for wearing black. And not just black, black turtlenex. Well, why did he do that? He did that because that was his system and because it removed decisions that he had to make. Did he like wearing black? I don't think he cared really, but he did it because it wasn't good use of time. Making that decision wasn't good use of time. And think about it in real estate. Can we do things one-off? Yes. Can you do everything custom? And are many of us smart enough to do that? Sure. But when you get to 10, 20 deals a month, when you get to that kind of volume, even 10, 20 deals a year, and you don't have systems, you have to think about, hey, did you wake up in the middle of the night? Did I remember this? What was the name of the guy that we used for this? That sort of thing. And there's just no reason when you can create repeatable systems, you could build teams and you could build a business that really runs without you, right? So you can go on vacation without a system. You can't, even if you have people, you can't go on vacation because they're always wondering, well, what would John want us to do here? You create a system so they don't have to ask that question. And they need you for emergencies, not for the basics.
Yeah, it's so good, Brian. Yeah.
So I love it. I'd love to get some advice for you. So there are a lot of new agents. There are a lot of seasoned agents, but there are a lot of new agents that watch our show. And I'd love to get from you like 3 actionable tips that agents can put into practice right now. What advice would you give them?
Yeah, one of them that I put in place a while back that's pretty easy is stay in touch with past clients. Like we work so hard to get new clients and to go through a closing. And if you do a good job, and you can't build a sustainable business without doing that, you might as well stay in touch with those folks. And if you're a people person, like most realtors are, you enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Take note of their birthdays and anniversaries and what's their kids' ages and when they're in school and stuff like that. And let you purposefully stay in touch with them some, but then also, so here's where the system part comes in. Have something that can give them like an automated valuation of their home, like on a monthly basis. So I have to use HomeBot. I partner with a lender, $25 a month, and then you can send up to like 500. We're not anywhere near that, but like every sale that we've had, plus other friends and family, we set them up on there. And it's just a real easy value add. It's not saying, hey, pick me. It's no, here's like a bank statement for your home that shows like an estimated value and the equity. And then if you want to do a refi or you want to pull some out with a HELOC or something else, here's your options. And then it's an automated value. And so in this market, I've seen them be off. And so it's real easy for them to say, hey, I'd like a CMA. And so it notifies me that I can do that. And then it gives me an opportunity to touch base with them and say, hey, are you thinking of selling? Are you thinking of buying another one? Or were you really just wanting an updated value for the home that you've got? And so it's just an easy way once you set it up. And then after closing, you put that in place. And then it's just a way that every month you're staying in touch with every past client. And it's just, again, adding value.
Oh, now, to dive in on that too. The open rates, so we use HomeBot too, and the open rates are nuts.
Yes.
If you're watching this and you're looking at, oh, well, we send a newsletter. Okay. The open rates on that are, they're high single digits. They're maybe, if you're killing it, they're low double digits. HomeBot's like 50, 60%. And people are clicking on the stuff and they're seeing your name every time. So it's shockingly good. So I think that's a great actionable tip. And for little money, right? Everybody wants to know the value of their home. That's a great one.
Yeah.
What's number two?
I think in general, it's to be involved in video in multiple ways. I think we've got to be doing video, and you're doing video right now. So I use, what's it called? BombBomb, thank you, BombBomb. So that's another simple add-on, and it just makes it so easy to, it's a time saver, and it's a more effective way to communicate, and people love it, so especially if you're reaching out to somebody that you've never talked to first, and you can make just like a 30 or 60 second quick video intro. It's great for that, people love it, but then also sometimes when I've got a more complex thing to say that would take me half an hour if I were to write it down in an email, I can say it in 2 minutes more succinctly, they can get it, they love it, and so there's just like many uses of it, and the easy plugin with Gmail and other things is great. You can also have the app on your phone. So doing video that way, but then also we've started a YouTube channel, and I'm wanting to be a lot more active. I have a lot of plans in that space. My son is going into videography and marketing, the business school here at University of New Mexico. And so he's loving doing videos. So we actually shot our first video with his new camera. We just set up a little, actually back behind me, a little room to shoot it. And so we're going to improve and get better. But there's a marketing coordinator on our team that can help us just with simple editing of the videos. We don't have to make it super fancy, but just start doing video. And here's the thing, as a perfectionist, I've had to get over, it's not going to be perfect, and that's not the point. Just start doing it. Just generate content. You'll get better. The other thing is, I don't have 1,000 subscribers, so not a ton of people are seeing my first videos anyways. What I want you to hear is that the people that build a large subscriber base, they all started off in the same place and their first videos sucked, but they just kept doing it consistently. So that's the thing. Whatever you do, just do it consistently and just keep doing it and getting better.
That's so good. So there's so many great applications to video, right? So you talk about talking to clients. Sometimes you just need to deliver a message in 2 minutes.
Yes.
And if you call someone, that it's going to take an half an hour, and you don't have half an hour.
Yes.
So you can record a 2-minute video that shows them facial expression, shows them that they've got your undivided attention. It really walks them through. So in Texas, protesting we don't have a sales tax, so the government absolutely collects on you in terms of property taxes. They are coming for you. Should we protest? I'm with you. I use BombBomb to do a screen share as I'm doing my research and explaining to people why their value is what it is, maybe what their options are in terms of sharing it. And in 5 minutes, I can give them a wealth of information. I can watch it over and over again. And it's like I went and scheduled a meeting at their house to walk them through it. They get that kind of value out of it. John, that's such a good tip.
Cool. We're several of these systems that we've come across that we're both using. There's so many out there, but some of these are just key.
Yeah, totally. So what's number 3? Let's see if we go 3 for 3.
Okay, I was gonna say networking, but I think I would change that to say being like very organized with your files, especially if you've got a team. So we use Dropbox and Google Drive, but we have it broken down by team member, and then by their client, and then by their property. And so then it's just real easy. Somebody can ask about who was the appraiser or seller or whatever last year, and or a closing statement. It's real easy to pull it up. And because we all share it, like my transaction coordinator and my listing coordinator, myself, we can all look at the same documents. So it's just a very easy way to stay organized. So having systems like that you implement and then you use, and that it's easy to access, whether you're on a phone or sitting at your desk. Yeah, I would say being organized. There, I think there's multiple ways to go. I primarily use Dropbox, but we also use Google Drive. So that would be my third.
So why Dropbox versus Google Drive? What do you use for which? And why do you have both? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I would say Dropbox is definitely our primary system for our team because it's so easy to share and add to. And so then you've got the app. You can basically set it up like another drive on your computer. So it's super easy to do that way. And then everything that you save when you're working on email at your desk, it's super accessible with your phone. So Google Drive, I would say we're using more for Google Documents. We're using it more for Google Documents in that space. So we use a lot of Google spreadsheets and docs. So we're not using it as much for storage. But the other thing with Dropbox is we can have the team folders, but then there's plenty of stuff that people want to share or don't want to share that they want to keep private, or that they just want to share out with some people, photos or whatever it might be. So the ability to have part of it be for business and part of it for personal is just phenomenal in my opinion.
Like that's terrific tips. So those are 3 great tips. So we talked about using HomeBot, using video, and really just using an organization technique that just makes it easy to find things, so you're not wasting a lot of time searching. And going back on that, it's valuable, but it's not revenue generating, right? Going and finding past closing statements doesn't help you get your next deal, whereas active communication techniques do.
Yes.
I'd love to know if there was one thing you wanted to tell agents to go get new business, what would that be?
Great question. It's not sexy, but I think hosting open houses, you can still get buyer clients that way, and you can still get seller clients that way, especially if you market it appropriately to the neighborhood. People that are already living there aren't looking to buy another house unless they're renting, and then in that case they might be. But if they love their neighborhood and they get notified that there's an open house, they may very well go so that they can tell their friends and family about that. But they're also checking you out and how you market. And when they see that it goes on the market on a Thursday and you knock it out of the ballpark with an open house on Saturday and Sunday, you don't have to do both of those. You just let some other people, like in your brokerage, know, hey, is anybody interested in doing an open house on a Sunday afternoon? You get multiple people to say yes, and then they see that it goes under contract and it has that sold sign up on Monday, and then so you do some things like that, like you can get some clients with open houses, both buyers and sellers. So that's one. And then I guess going back to the networking piece, I think it's critical that we are networking, but I also feel like we need to be genuine and real. And I'm involved in a Christian church that I've been a part of for like 25 years, since I was a kid. And I don't go there to get clients. I go there because of my faith in the community and other things, but people happen to know that I'm a realtor. Probably 10, 15% of my business every year comes from folks that I see. And then so one of the business networking groups that I'm a part of, I love what I learn in the interaction with the guys and others there. And now I've been a part of it for 4 years. And so they know that I'm the residential real estate agent. So when they or somebody else that they know needs help, I'm who they go to. So being purposeful, and I don't think you have to add on a bunch of things. Whatever you enjoy doing, be purposeful, be genuine also. So don't be involved in things just to get the business. Add value, learn, have fun, but then let people know that you're there and find out ways that you can serve them. Again, with the HomeBot and stuff like that, who doesn't want a free valuation on their home? Or the other thing is, there's another lady on my team that started doing this, is like she's using HomeBot or something like that, but she's also on their home anniversary sending them a customized market analysis. And again, and using BombBomb with that. So sending a CMA and some other stuff, but then sending like a couple-minute video saying, hope you're doing well. If you have any questions, let me know. If there's anybody else I can help, let me know. So that would be the other thing. Not just making sure that people know you're a realtor, but say, do you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell within the next 6 months that I could help? I'd love to have the opportunity to serve them. So again, when you make it about serving people and adding value and helping them, and not, I haven't had a closing in 2 months. Do you know anybody that needs a buyer seat close? That's not the vibe we want. And when we truly keep our focus on adding value and helping other people and serving them, whether it leads to business or not, if we just totally focus on always adding value, always helping people, always doing what's right, it's going to come back. It's just the way life works. And add value and have fun, be genuine, but do be purposeful about networking and asking if people know anybody that's looking to buy or sell within the next half a year.
So good. And asking, who do you know? Not do you know anybody, but who do you know?
That's good. That's a good point. Yep.
But that way, it makes them think. Hey, do you know anybody? Nope, don't know anybody.
Ask the old-ended question.
Yeah, makes them, most of the time they still don't know anybody. But when they go home and then, like you're talking about thinking in the shower, right? Then they go later, oh, you know what? Bob and Sue, they are moving, or they are pregnant and might be thinking about getting a bigger place or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So those are amazing tips. So we got 3 plus 2 in terms of actionable things we can do. You've been at eXp, you said, for 3 years now. So you joined in March of 2020. What are your 3 favorite things about being at eXp? What are your 3 favorite things about eXp?
I love all the training that is available through eXp University and other avenues. Just the level of training and the amount of it. I like going to live trainings because I like the interaction, but if you miss something, it's all recorded and you can back and watch it. I think the number is something like 80 hours a week that's available live, and then you can go back and look at other stuff. Basically, nobody has an excuse that there's not training available. There's always training available, and so it's like by many of the icon agents plus others. But so the training is just outstanding. That was one of the main things that drew me to eXp, because like I mentioned, I had a great coach and a mentor at the little boutique brokerage I had been at, and he did a good job. But I knew that if I wanted to grow a team, that I didn't have the time to do all all the training,
Yes.
mentor and coach them, but I didn't have the time to do all the training that they needed. So I was like, well, let's just plug them into a system that's already here where they can get the best training from the best people around the world. So training would be number one. The ease of referrals and collaboration and networking through workplace, and the fact that all 87,000 agents that we have around the world, we can access them all and text them very easily and ask if you don't know somebody in a certain town, you can ask for a referral. But the ease of communicating with people, not only in all 50 states in America, but in Mexico and Canada and in India and in Japan and in England and Australia. So I don't even know how many countries we're in now. I think we're approaching 30, but the ease of connecting with people all around the world is phenomenal. And so you just can't get that with other companies. Oh, the other thing is, since eXp is one brokerage and it's not the franchise model, we're all owners and part of one brokerage, that's huge and it makes a difference.
It does make a difference. So when you think about the connectedness around the globe, so I've got a peer here in the DFW market who referred a listing to Italy.
Wow.
And she shared the photos, and it's a chalet. It's a phenomenal, just a beautiful spot. So we got to see the photos, and I got the Italian listing here in the U.S. So how cool is that? Having connections across the globe, so pretty phenomenal. So were those your three? Was that training, the collaboration, and then the third is being an owner? So we're all owners in the company, and we get the benefits of that.
Yes, and the other piece I would say, I consider those others, they are separate, but also the revenue sharing opportunities with eXp are outstanding.
Yeah.
So again, I guess my personal story there. So the 4 ladies that are on my team here happen to be in my organization. We're open to others joining us that aren't, but it just happened to be the way it is. But I helped somebody sell a home a few years ago, and then when we were talking at the end of it, he started asking me a lot of questions about eXp. So I started telling him, and he said, the reason I'm asking is because I'm planning to get my broker's license, and I'm checking out different brokerages, and I've heard about eXp. And so I was like, yeah, it's phenomenal. And so I was sharing it with him. And so I have somebody in my organization up in Washington, and he's knocking it out of the ballpark, and his wife they have kids, and so she was able to step back from nursing full time to be more with the kids, and that they're doing business more together. And then more fun, so then when his in-laws, when her parents go to sell, actually listing their property right now, it's coming soon, we're going live with it on Thursday, so helping them sell their home and move up there. So we've stayed in contact, and even though he had a mentor up there, I have stayed in touch with him, and so there's he's called and talked, and so it's not just like signing somebody up and then leaving them, it's providing support. So it's supporting people, networking, helping them. There's been multiple times where he hasn't known something, so I've tried to put him in contact with the right person. So genuinely helping people. But then, so now my boys and I and my dad get to go fishing with them up in the Northwest this fall. Like, it's like a bucket list item by staying in touch with them. So it's just so fun. But the revenue sharing, and it truly is different than profit sharing, which some other companies have. But revenue sharing, it's a game changer. And I really feel like it's going to give me and others the opportunity to scale back and not have to work the 40, 50, 60-hour work weeks. At some point, be able to provide more leadership and help other people, but be able to step back from some of the day-to-day transactions and just help the people that you want to, but be able to provide leadership and then have some revenue coming in by helping other people grow their businesses.
That's so good. I like to think of it in terms of, hey, good people will help other people just because. Yeah. Right? So if you knew someone who wanted to get into real estate, you would give them advice and help them, best you could. But then when you also align the comp plan, like when you incentivize people financially to do the right thing, what's a double down? Suddenly you're all in on people versus just, hey, I'll help you best I can. And that's a win. They feel the difference, they receive the difference, and it helps everybody grow. It helps them thrive. It helps them want to pay it forward and help other people and grow. So John, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining me today. And folks, hey, if you're watching this and maybe you're thinking about buying, maybe you're thinking about moving to Albuquerque, maybe you're thinking about a second place or a vacation home or anything like that, I know John and the Focus team would love to serve you. So we'll include links to how you reach John in the description, and I would love to connect you directly with him so he and his team can help. John, thank you for joining me today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Brian. I've enjoyed it. See you later.